God, it's cold today and windy. I bet all you're going to hear is wind noise on the mic. Anyway, hi, it's me again, and I bet you can guess where I am today. Sunny Clacton. I needed to get out and have a bit of a walk. Might have hit it a little bit hard last night. I'm suffering somewhat. It was karaoke. I tend to get carried away with the old karaoke, you know. And you know you had a good night, or you hit it too hard when you wake up in the morning and found out you'd text your ex. So that went well. That was nice. Nice to wake up to with a banging head. Oh, it's windy and cold. Oh, this bracing air will be good for me. It'll be good for me. It's quite late in the day for one of these. About 4 o'clock. I didn't want to drive any earlier. Really, I only have to go far. Mum's is only over there, you see. But yeah, a few stories to talk about as always. Got some of your comments we'll have a gas about as well. And I feel like I've got the power of invisibility today, which is nice. Judging by the drive on the way down here anyway. Amount of incidents. If I can't be bothered to fish the memory card out of my dash cam, I'll overlay it. You alright there? Help yourself. But yeah, anyway, right. First story. Yeah, this one actually annoyed me a little bit, but not for the reason you may think. Look at this one. I don't know if you saw it in the paper or not. Our 800k family home and 5 cars were terrorised by yobs in a mystery vendetta. They covered our Audis in graffiti. We've all thought about covering an Audi in graffiti before, haven't we? Not the best driven things on the road, are they? But have a look at the pictures, right? So they woke up to find that, and they don't know who done it or why they done it. They may well have an idea, but they're not going to say that, are they? But the thing that annoyed me the most about this whole story was this bit. Cops were called that morning and the family has since increased security at the home. Incredibly, Essex cops have said they are no longer investigating. Oh, it's cold. Blaming a lack of positive lines of inquiry. It's their job to find positive lines of inquiry. Isn't that what police do? Oh, there isn't no positive lines of inquiry, so yeah, we won't investigate. I thought investigation was how you find positive lines of inquiry. They just don't care. They just don't care. So these people are insured. Phone your insurance company, they'll deal with it. It's not right. It's not right, is it? What is it the police are doing though? You're not hearing a lot of positive stories about the police anymore. That just made me laugh. The lack of positive lines of inquiry. It's your job to find them. God dear, I can't believe that. Cannot believe that. Let's have a little sit down here by this memorial thing. Quite nice gardens this, look. And you all thought Clacton was horrible. Back to our old friends. BBC publishes ambitious plan to deliver greater value to audiences in the coming year. Greater value, that's what you want. If you're paying the licence fee, the one thing you want from that is entertainment and value for money. That's what they're there. God, it's cold. That's what they're there to do, isn't it? So let's see how the BBC are gonna do their ambitious plan to deliver some value to audiences, shall we? I haven't got the whole plan. I will go through the whole plan, but that'll be for the other channel, I would imagine. Highlights for 23-24 include opening up more of our workings to make BBC News the most transparent newsroom in the world, building trust and impartiality. Now, where's the value in that? They're opening up the newsroom, which they're changing to give you less value, and they're opening it up to build trust and impartiality. How's that helping with value? Okay. Bring the nation and audiences around the world together in May for the coronation and Eurovision. Is that value? I think that's part of your public service remit. That's not value, is it? Because if you didn't do it, someone else would. I don't see how that's giving you more value to licence fee payers. Okay, so we're 2-0 at the minute, as the Americans would say. Accelerating the pace of change across our online services with an additional £50 million investment per year by 25-26. I don't think 50 million is enough. I don't think ITV spend more than that on ITVX. How much do you think Netflix spends on its infrastructure every year? No. Yeah, all right, they do need to spend more money, but they also need to find some more money first. And 50 million in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking a project of that size, it's not that much money. It's not as much money as it sounds, you know, 50 million. Delivering the first year of BBC Studios' ambitious 5-year growth plan with the aim to grow commercial income in the long term. How's that giving you value? They're going to grow BBC Studios, which you don't pay for with your licence fee, in the hope that it can make more commercial money. How's that giving you more value for your licence fee? It's giving the BBC more value because they're going to make more money. They're not scared to make a few quid commercially. They never have been, they never will be. They love making a few quid commercially. If you actually saw how many commercial entities the BBC have, you'd be shocked. All you got to do is go on Company's House, they do a search thing, right, and type in BBC Studios, bring that up and go into people. And I think it's the main secretary. If you click that name, you see all the BBC companies, because they're also secretary of many other BBC companies, and there are a lot. And they're all commercial and they all make money. I fail to understand how they get away with it. Implementing the next phase of our Across the UK strategy with new programmes portraying life across the country and reflecting its different communities, experiences and stories. So how many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points we picked out there to deliver better value for licence fee payers. And only one would qualify to me as that. Only one. That went well. Standard BBC, really, isn't it? What else we got? How much money Polish woman claiming to be Madeleine McCann has made revealed. Have you seen this story? This girl, I think she says she's 21, but she reckons she's actually only 19. They've lied about, her parents lied about her date of birth. And she thinks she's actually Madeleine McCann. And she's doing the rounds, she's in America, doing the rounds on the chat shows and all this. What the hell is going on? Why does she need to be doing the rounds on the chat show and talking about her experiences and how she doesn't have a lot of memory as a child, but she does remember white buildings and being abroad or something? I'm sorry. Why is she doing the rounds? You know, she's been offered a DNA test by the McCanns, I believe it was by the McCanns, but the results aren't back yet. So before the results are back, she's going around doing all the chat shows. I'm sorry. Bring back Jeremy Kyle. He could have knocked that DNA test out in an afternoon. Why are they doing the rounds before they even know who this person is? Do you think it could be her? I think it could be her. I think it's unlikely. Personally, I would say it's unlikely. But I fail to understand how, where am I going? How she's doing the main rounds on that. Might go back to the pier. I fail to understand why she's doing the main rounds on that before they know who she is. Bring back Jeremy Kyle, we'll knock that DNA test out, no problem. That's what he was good at, wasn't it? I like the DNA test on Jeremy Kyle, it was the best bit. National lottery winner scooped life-changing jackpot, but went back to McDonald's job. So he won 1.3 million quid on lottery. Which would be nice, wouldn't it? I'd sell for that. And a few years later, he's gone back to working in McDonald's. But unlike many other lottery winners, he hasn't spunked all the money up the wall yet. But of course he's got to go back to work at McDonald's. 1.3 million, I think he was in his 20s, I think he was like 25 or something, right? 1.3 million is not enough money to last you the rest of your life. It isn't, especially in today's world. Blimey, there's barely 6 eggs in Sainsbury's, isn't it? It's not enough money. What's a house now? What's a nice house? If you won 1.3 million, you can't live in a bedsit because all your family be like, what are you doing? But you can't go out and buy a £1 million house because then you've got no money left. So you've got to buy a nice 3-bed semi. What's that in a nice place now? 400,000, 500,000 for a nice house? You've got to buy a car. You're going to roll around in a knackered old Fiesta, are you? All your mates are going to be like, I thought you won 1.3 million. So what are you going to spend on a car? 50 to 100 grand? That's half your money gone, almost. And a house and a car and a holiday with your family and your mates, which you would do. Now you've done half your money. How can you live the rest of your life on 600 grand? Because you're not getting any interest on 600 grand anymore, are you? So you've got to go back to work. I'd go back to work. That's what I would do. I won the 1.3. I'd buy a £500,000 house. I'd sort my family out a little bit. Take everyone a nice little holiday. Probably would do 100 grand on cars because that's the kind of guy I am. And I'd be back at work. I'd be back at work with some money in the bank, or I'd get someone to help me invest it so I can retire one day and not have to worry about money. The 1.3 million is not enough. So Well played to him. Good for him. He went back. I think he's a manager at McDonald's. Yeah, he's 25. Good for him. Good for him. He's done better than a lot of lottery winners have done, where they just get it and put it up the wall. Don't they? Or put it up their nose. Yeah, so well played to him. Well played to him. And I don't think there's any shame in working at McDonald's. I hear that. It's like a slur, isn't it? I wouldn't work there. Oh, you belong working in a McDonald's, you're rubbish. How is that a slur? You got bills to pay. I've never been snobbish like that. Yeah, I'm quite lucky with the job that I've got, but if I lost it, bother me. I'll go work in a Macca's, KFC, Wetherspoons. It's a good job. No problem with it. No problem with it at all. Don't understand the snobbiness around that. So well played to that lad. Well played to that lad. 1.3 million. Be tasty. Tasty though, wouldn't it? Although it's not enough to buy your dream house. It's not enough to buy your dream car, is it? And it's not enough to live the rest of your life, but it is life changing. So yeah, fair enough. I stumbled across this one. This was an interesting one, I thought. BBC rates, because I was doing a thing on Countryfile. I don't know if I've got that in it. Yeah, that's next up. Right, I was doing a thing on Countryfile because it went out to tender, and the tender has been fulfilled now. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that led me down a bit of a rabbit hole, just looking at the costs that the BBC pay for stuff, right? And I found this one. This is current rates for audio drama writing for the BBC. So this is for BBC Radio, how much they pay you to write dramas for BBC Radio. And I just thought it was fairly interesting, because that's not information that you hear every day, is it? So look, original drama per minute, the beginner's rate is £67. An established writer's rate is £101 a minute. And the Archers is £1,000 per episode. That not seem interesting to you? I don't know, I'll put a link to this down in the description, go and have a look. Commissioned short stories per 15 minutes, first and second, £203, £241. It's not as much as you'd think, is it? I know it's only radio dramas. Just thought that was interesting. Original script material for Radio 4 Extra, £3.37 a minute. Well, there you go. I thought that was fairly interesting myself. As the amusements, I don't really ever go on the pier amusements, although they're not bad. The pier's come a long way. Oh God, it's horrible. They're behind me are like the main amusements. It's not as good as Southend though, Clacton. You see the amusements down there. It leads down to the High Street. If you don't know Clacton, High Street, a little bit of amusements, pier, done. Wetherspoons is to my left, which would be your right probably, I'd imagine. I don't know. I'm not fully with it. So anyway, that led us on to what we were saying about the tender for Songs of Praise. Did I say Antiques Roadshow before? I've been doing that before. I meant Songs of Praise, right? Songs of Praise went out for tender. And I was reading all the tender documents because I'm interested to see what the BBC pay for these sorts of things. Because everyone says if you lose the BBC, you're going to lose things like Songs of Praise. You're going to lose things like the Antiques Roadshow. You're going to lose things like David Attenborough. You ain't losing any of that. Hold on, I've got to fix this thing. You ain't going to lose any of that. You're not going to lose those shows because they're made by external companies and they can just sell them. Well, the BBC probably own the rights to the name, but it doesn't mean the shows would disappear. It doesn't mean it. But anyway, yeah, so I got this tender opportunity for Songs of Praise and it's been filled now. But it's an interesting read if you're into that sort of thing, if you like TV stuff and that. There's an invitation to tender. I'll put the link in the description. You can have a look. It's quite a long document, to be fair. And it's interesting. It tells you all about it. But obviously, the most interesting part is the financials, right? The BBC work on a tariff. I've got a tariff document someone in the BBC sent me that they pay. And like the top end dramas are the most expensive things, obviously, and they're prepared to pay £1 million an hour for top end dramas. A lot of money in it. So Songs of Praise, they're prepared to pay £3,500. That's not, there's another comma in there. 3.5 million to 4 million a year for Songs of Praise. And the tender was for 2 years and will consist of 51 episodes per year. 44 standard weekly episodes of 34 minutes, 7 special events. Blah, blah, blah. So someone in the comments can work that out because I'm too cold to work it out myself. So let's say they tendered it at 4 million a year. And 51 episodes. So what's 4 million divided by 51? That's how much per episode the BBC are paying for Songs of Praise, which isn't a very God. It's not a very highly rated show. Doesn't get big numbers, does it? But the BBC say that's why you need us, because no one else would touch it. No one else would do Songs of Praise. Yeah, they're probably right. No one would do Songs of Praise, would they? It is freezing. Freezing it is. But yeah, 4 million a year they pay for Songs of Praise. Again, I just found that interesting. Right, I'm going to switch off because I'm going to move to the other side of this amusement bit. I don't want to get kids in the video. Oh, she gets some nice looks walking along the main road doing this. I'm not very confident doing this sort of thing, you know. Needs must. Because my kitchen is a right state after last night. I think people came, well, I don't think, I know people came back with me, emptied my fridge of beer and wine, and I cooked for them. God knows what time in the morning that was. One of my neighbours hate me, eh? But yeah, a few pubs and nightclubs along this bit. It's all right, Clacton, you know. The Wetherspoons is just behind me. It's all right, not the best one. And I certainly wouldn't go in there late on a Friday night. Let's put it like that. Okay, right. What about that? Just there was loads of people on the pavement rather than brushing past them. Where were we? Oh yeah, don't go in that Wetherspoons late on a Friday night. Oh dear. I bet you can't hear a single thing because of the amount of wind that's blowing around here. Right, did I have any more stories to talk about, or are we already on the comments section? Let's have a look. No, I think that's done it. The rest of my browser on my phone here is dogs. I was looking at dogs this morning. I'm trying to adopt a dog, but loads of dogs. All right, let's have a look at your comments then. There's an upside down house here as well. It's pretty cool. See, if you're for the kids to get their Instagram game tight, and you'll see it in a minute. I'm walking past it now. Right, comment section. I'll get back in the wall and go around my mum's for a cup of tea. Keeps dropping my face again today. Bloody thing. It's this cat, every time I look away, it's like, oh, you don't want me to track your face no more then, no? You alright? Yeah? YouTube? If you want, but there's no one your age watch these ones, mate. Okay. Right, comments. 2 years licence free after watching your vids. Not a single visit, but loads of toilet paper. Thanks for all you do. I love it. My favourite comments to get. I love getting comments like that saying I helped you out. That's what I do this for. That's what I do this for. I enjoy doing these walk and talks. I'm a bit bored making the green screen videos. That's why I'm making less of them now, because it's time limited. And yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thank you for watching the videos. I'm glad to have helped. Loving the wee dig at the TikTokers at the end of the video. Yeah, I made a video reviewing people's, oh God, TV license TikToks the other day. I don't know if you watched till the end, but I made a few funny TikToks a while back. And I chucked one at the end. I'll put it on now. Here, have a look. You can't watch channels live. So like Sky News is live on YouTube. You can't watch that without a license. But if I go live on YouTube, you can watch me.
Music.
What?
It's TikTok.
Yes, I know it's TikTok. I know I need to reach a younger. I'm not putting stupid background music over it. It's always distracting.
Do it.
What?
Background music.
I'll try it. All right, I'll try it. So yeah, just remember not to watch anything as it's being broadcast or use iPad. So if you go on ITV Hard Rule 4, don't hit the like button. You can watch everything else. Now, if you didn't watch to the end, you wouldn't have seen it. Oh God, I want to go and have a cup of tea. Hi, I talked to loads of people to convince them to ditch the licence, and you wouldn't believe how many people still think there's such a thing as a detector van. Keep up the good work. Oh, I would believe it, trust me. I would believe how many people think there are such thing as detector vans, because I get emailed by them all the time. All the time saying, oh, if you're watching stuff you shouldn't be watching, you're going to get caught. But people think you still have to have it. They still believe that you have to pay it. So many people believe you have to pay the licence fee. There is no way out of it. It's the law. So if you're playing a straight game, like I am, you don't watch or record anything that's been broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, even if detector vans did exist, it won't make a difference, will it? Because what are they going to detect? Nothing. Because we're playing a straight game. But yeah, it is crazy. They did really well with that propaganda. It's good propaganda. They did good. For years, they've perpetrated that myth that they can detect it by getting some fake vans and They had adverts and they've been featured in TV shows, and even the Royal Family TV show, that sitcom, talked about them. They've done was well played. I mean, how am I going to fight against that? Oh. Hi Chilli, we are really enjoying your YouTube videos, and thanks to the good information out there, we've just cancelled our licence. Yay! Hey, well done. Well done. Shazza 11124. But I'm wondering why you say don't say anything at the door. I personally would prefer to say to them we don't watch live TV or use BBC iPlayer in the hope that being up front will stop the goons calling for the next 2 years. I know that it's not your preference to say that, but I'm wondering why. Can you clarify, please? Yeah, I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, then technically you shouldn't be scared of these goons, right? You have nothing to hide. That's how I used to think about it when I first started doing this, and I did talk to them. But I've seen so many horror stories and heard so many horror stories in the forums and from people about them just being stitched up by these people. This is what they do for a living. They know what they're doing, and they know the more they can keep you talking, the more they can engage in a conversation with you, the more chance you've got of saying something you shouldn't be saying. So the best thing to do is say nothing and sign nothing. I mean, they might, if you're just being polite, say, I don't watch it. All right, if you can just sign this, then I'll be on my way. You don't know what they're going to do with that bit of paper after the fact. And I've heard rumours, which I can't substantiate for legal reasons, obviously, that they have filled that in after the fact with your signature on it and got people into trouble. So the best thing to do is just say nothing to them. Just say no thank you. That's why I always say be polite, because I don't think you should be rude to them. They're still people at the end of the day, aren't they? So there's no need to be rude to them. Just be polite, say no thank you, get a door shut. It's simple. There's no need to converse with them. The more you converse with them, the more chance you've got of them stitching you up. That's why. That's why. But yeah, if you're playing a straight game, oh God, you shouldn't have to worry about it, should you? Hold on. Just to add, you do not need a licence to watch the 24-hour news channels, as far as I remember reading a long time ago. In the early days of the licensing web pages, advice given somewhere else. Can you correct me? Yeah, you can't watch them. You can't watch them. Oh, it's rubbish. I'm trying to evade the wind here so that it's not blowing on the mic too much. Yeah, you can't watch 24-hour news channels. It's TV as it's being broadcast, and it's live TV as it's being broadcast. You can't watch it. You can't watch it. News is the tricky bit. News and sport are the tricky bit with a TV licence, not being able to watch them. And yeah, it's all on catch up, I'm afraid. I mean, you can even watch BBC News, like the YouTube clips and stuff. No problem at all. No problem at all. You can watch Sky News, GB News. Like, you can even watch News at 10, ITV's News at 10. Right, you just go on ITVX just after the fact it's been on. It's on there pretty rapidly. You could be watching it by 10:30. You're only half an hour behind everybody else, and you don't need a licence to watch it. But no, you can't watch the 24-hour news channels, no. But John, what's holding you back with TikTok? Time to take the leap, no more excuses. I need to do more. I've got to do some more. But it's time, you know. I do the TV licence videos on the green screen, on the TV licence stop channel. And I'm doing these, and I said I'm busier at work than I have been for a long time. But it's just time. It's just time. And I don't know what they want on there. I've got a fair idea now, after years of doing this, what you lot want from me. No idea. No idea. I will do more though. I will do more. But I did do my funny ones. I did do some funny, and I have done a few. But yeah, maybe. I have no problem paying a licence fee. I enjoy the BBC's content and have for decades. If you're not using any of the BBC's content, TV, online, radio, do not pay. Yeah, I've always said that. I don't agree with the fact that the licence fee is enforced the way it is. But at least at the minute it is optional. And I've always said that if you use it, if you like the BBC, if you want to support the BBC, or you want to watch their stuff, or anything as it's been broadcast obviously, pay it. Pay it. If you want to pay it, I've got no problem with you wanting to pay it. But it's when you feel forced to pay it, that's when I get a problem with it. I'm going to go and sit in this hut. Hold on. That hasn't helped at all. I'm in this hut that definitely doesn't stink of special brew and piss. That hasn't helped at all with the wind, does it? But yeah, like I say, if you do watch it, pay for it. Pay for it. It's just when you feel forced to pay it, that's when I've got a problem with the whole situation. I don't like people being forced to pay for something that they don't necessarily have to pay for, as long as they're prepared to make a few small changes. And this hut does smell like piss. Been making my own content based on the letters I get through the door, amongst a few other things, inspired mainly by watching your videos over the years. Lovely. Lovely, I've inspired somebody to make videos. I said the other day, I think we need more people making videos on the TV license. That's how we expand this situation, isn't it? My most recent letter was a new one that not many have seen before, pretends to be playing on people's fears during the cost of living crisis, but in reality it's just the same old nonsense from them in a slightly different skin. Let's have a quick look at that.
Now today, I've had another letter, and I don't think I've had this one before. This looks like a new one. Let's have a look. Alright, let's have a look. Now, before I get too far into it...
So yeah, I'll put a link to this guy's channel down below. You want to go over there and subscribe, show your support for his TV license videos. I think one of them's got over 20k, so doing alright. That's good. More people, more better. So I don't have a problem with it. I speak to quite a few people who make the videos and they say, oh, I don't want to do it like this or I don't want to do it like that because I don't want people to think I'm copying you. I don't care. You think I'm the first person to ever come up with walking about talking to myself on a camera or sitting in front of a green screen? Whatever works for you, do it. You're not copying me, just making videos. I don't care. More people, more better. I don't mind. Why are you people plugging TikTok so much lately, Chilli? I think it's because I'm fascinated by it. I understand YouTube now. I've been watching YouTube for a very long time. And I've been making these videos for like 5-6 years now. I understand YouTube and I love YouTube. I think it's a fantastic thing for the world. I don't understand TikTok. I don't understand. I'm too old. I told her I'm not in that group. I wish I did. And my niece I've got a couple of nieces, like 12, 13, 14. It's bad, I can't remember, isn't it? And one that's 24. And the 24-year-old uses it, but not for these sorts of purposes, mostly to look at boys. And the younger one's not allowed on it. And you know, just scrolling around, I wouldn't have the app on my phone for a start anyway, but just scrolling around, there's a lot of young teenage girls dancing, and I'm not comfortable having that. Oh my fuck, I don't want that. No. So I do type in the TV license stuff because people are doing different kind of content and it's reaching different sorts of people. And it is fascinating how they can get something engaging in a minute. Some people manage it, some people fail. It's a new format, and as someone who enjoys making videos and enjoys watching other people's content, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. But I'm certainly not promoting TikTok, no. Notice the thumbnail name of this video has changed. Yeah, I put one out the other day, my walkabout down Promenade Park in Malden, wasn't it? And it was about, the headline of the paper was, OAPs are revolting against the TV licence fee. So in the thumbnail, I'll try and find the original one, I'll put it on the screen if I can. It's OAPs are revolting, or old people are revolting, or pensioners are revolting, something like that. And didn't I get some kickback off that? It's a joke, people. You were revolting against the TV license. I don't think old people are revolting. I hope to be one day. My mum currently is one. They're not revolting. So yeah, I changed the thumbnail because I got fed up with people telling me off. It was only a joke, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset anybody. Oh well, that's it. All done for them. So I'm going to try and upload this and get this up. I'm going in warm and have a cup of tea, and maybe mum will make me a dinner and all while I'm down this way. Eh? That'd be nice. Where did I park my car? Oh, where did I park? So anyway, I'm going to go find my car. If you've got any comments, leave them below this one, because these are the videos that I mainly pick the comments out of to talk about. But I do skim all the others, obviously. So leave your comments below. If you make videos on TikTok or on here, and you mention the TV license, tell me below. There's a couple of people that have, and I'm gonna do a video about them and, you know, give you links and stuff, as I said I would. And I will for you as well. So leave all that down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Really close to 70k now. Ta-da. Freezing.